Right. So after getting into contact with Mason, asking to meet up, specifying someplace quiet and calm, Mason would direct her to the elephant graveyard where Anya held her party those months ago. And Sabina would arrive to find, and upon some searching around, would find Mason sitting, just legs dangling off the wing of one of the crash planes that's or crash planes that is sat there, and he'd just kind of be sitting there, dangling his feet and looking out towards the cityscape that is in the distance.
Sabina will climb on up and literally just probably like lie across his legs, just like flop on down. Hello.
He would chuckle a bit and lift her up off of him. Hello.
Oi.
It's a bit precarious when you could very easily roll off.
I could grab the edge with my pinky finger.
You could, but you might not. I don't want to risk it, especially not this high up. How are you doing?
Lose a raspberry, swings her legs over, and like shimmies on over next to him, and swings his legs with her legs, and then gives him a side hug.
How are you doing?
What's wrong with this city, Mason?
Pardon?
What's wrong with this fucking city?
Oh, I know that feeling.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. Just, managing, getting by. Nothing massive is happening at the moment. Just kind of the calm before the storm. I think we're preparing.
Preparing.
Yeah, that's all we can be doing. What about you?
Preparing for what one? There's like a growing list of things we need to prepare for. Which one you on?
The big one. North.
Oh. Yeah, how has it been in Spoke Hill lately? Is it
fine?
Is it calm?
Yeah, it's fine. Spoke Hill's just fine. Why? Is there a reason why it shouldn't be?
There's been some issues around Kellogg Way.
Kellogg, that's where you were infiltrating those gangs, right? What's going on?
Your Priscus is going on.
What is he doing?
Again, she held out her pinky finger to him.
Wait,
he was trying to hold, yeah. Promises.
Before I do this, if it in any way could impact Spoke Hill or the Circle.
No, that's fine. Just don't let them necessarily know the names. You can let them know the other stuff.
Okay.
Reed was trying to poach some of the Umuk guys.
Poach them.
Try to get them on to join the breed.
Okay.
They're quite protective. Didn't go down well.
There's conflict. If they started fighting.
Sounds like it. The king caught wind. Guessing he took it as an insult. I was going shopping for shops with a couple of my friends, including Wendy. She's the daughter of the head of the breed. 5 guys came in with guns. One of them was Angelino. He was too fast.
I'm assuming they took Wendy.
They took Wendy. And tried to get past. They held a gun to my stomach, and I still tried to get past them, but the van already went off. I knew some of the king's places, so once I took my friend home, I ran there. Eventually, they let me inside. It's if Reed doesn't do what the king wants, doesn't call them off, doesn't bow to him, and he said he's not gone to hurt Wendy, but when I asked him if his men are or somebody else he asks will, he was silent.
The king's not one to make idle threats, but also
I know he's
if
killed a puppy to make a point before.
Yeah, but if Isaac is
Isaac's not going to care.
He won't. But the king has every reason to be stressed about this.
Not just because of them, just because of how close it is to Ladylord.
Exactly. That's why he's stressed. If this is handled poorly, this could preemptively start a war. If the breed are moving in on Horde territory, or at least getting close to them.
Yeah.
Anything that could be seen as a aggressive
kindred interference.
Anything that could be seen as kindred interference or an aggressive action against the Horde at this stage could spark war. So the king has every reason to be on edge about this. If he is, I imagine he is. I can't imagine. I think he's been preparing as much as we have.
Yeah.
So what? He's holding Wendy and wants to talk with Isaac.
Got me to leave Isaac a voice message.
Have you had any response from you?
Haven't got any response from Isaac yet.
Okay.
I'll keep on messaging him daily. If you see him, let me know, because he needs to call off his men now. Preferably like last night, but if not now. And he needs to speak to the king because I said he's not going to care. Would Natalie even care about his own daughter when he's like that with Isaac?
The blood bond may change how someone views one person. It doesn't change how they view everyone else.
If Reed tells him not to worry about it, not to care, that it's important for him.
If Reed tells him not to do anything about it, then he won't.
You should have seen my uncle the other day. I just mentioned that the guy who had tried to kill him, that it was fine. One of his boss's contacts I got in contact with, and he was so weird. I've hardly spoken to him much since. He just, I don't know. Face like thunder.
When someone's that far gone, that far into the bond, from what I know, it becomes obsessive.
I want him free of it, and I want Wendy home safe and sound. And I know that her life doesn't matter to the court. I'm aware of that. And I don't know. I tried to explain to the king why I thought it wouldn't work. Why Isaac wouldn't care. He may have said before that he cared about children, but Isaac held a gun to my head before.
Did he know?
I think I told you before. I think you assumed it was just the king. He doesn't care.
The king's about loyalty.
To get hurt. Yeah. Something Reed doesn't have.
I think for now, Wendy's safe. If Wendy gets hurt, it will not be because of the king. his people may do it, but he won't want to. Well, it wouldn't. Everything that happens to her from now is because of Isaac. If anything happens to her, but if he talks to the king, she might go free. If Isaac doesn't care about her, then she's not much leverage. So
exactly.
It would
That's
be.
what I tried to explain to him.
That doesn't mean that he's going to let a potential leverage go. But it also means that he has even less reason to abuse her.
Your friends are still aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
If I don't hear from Isaac soon, if there's no updates, could you, if not ask Stella to speak to the king, at least ask her to make sure Wendy's doing okay, or to let me see her?
Did the king
There
not
are
let
so
you
many
see?
gods. There are so many people there. I'm not going to be able to sneak her out.
Did the king not let you see her? I'm sure you asked.
No. Yes.
If he said no, then Stella's not going to be able to change his mind.
She might be able to see her anyway.
She might be able to see her.
At least that way I'd hear from someone.
I'll ask.
But yeah, maybe just keep a breath of Kellogg, or maybe if you can, don't know if you want to keep an eye on it.
It's pretty close to. It's pretty close.
It's pretty close. I'm trying to keep an eye on what I can.
Sabina. There's only so much you can do.
I know.
Okay. I'll talk to Stella. Do you want me to talk? Do you want me to talk to Isaac? Not that he'll listen, but or at least try to.
Try to just let him know that he needs to call it off, that he needs to speak to the king as soon as possible. The more nights this goes, the more risk it is. I tried to let him know in the voice message, but I said no response, no nothing.
Okay. Well, see if you can get into a meeting with him or something, or get into contact with him. And if that fails, then I'll talk to him. We're supposed to be having a clan meeting some point within the next week.
Oh.
Just a meeting, a gathering of the clan. So it'd be an opportunity to talk to him. Though probably in private after the fact. But again, that's, from the sound of things, too long.
It is a bit.
I'll talk to Stella. You try and talk to Isaac. If you've already sent him a message, you need to keep trying.
I don't even know where he stays now. I mean,
and it's more risk to you if he knows that other people know.
Exactly.
So I will only talk to him as a last resort.
Thank you. Better other people know before the Horde bear down on us.
Exactly. Of course. This is a... Why does he think now's a good time to do it? Yes, I guess I can logically see it, trying to poach people, getting soldiers for his own small army, but to fight in the war, but...
Not how you do it. Not so close.
It's
when
not,
you know
it's not
somebody else is working on it.
It's not a business courtroom. You can't just do a hostile takeover and expect that to work. He's risking war. Madness. Okay. I'll talk to Stella.
Thank you.
Keep contacting Isaac, and keep sending him messages until he eventually responds. Because you need to get his attention quickly, and he needs to call this off and talk to the king. They cannot be at odds now. We need them both on side and working together. And I know that you know that. Sabina,
I know that.
I know that
It's too late for that.
you're playing dangerous games. And I know that you don't want to leave your family. And I understand that. But also think about them
I am.
and how they wouldn't want to lose you. And they're not the only ones.
Oscar would even care.
They're not. Oscar's not the only member of your family, is he? Got brothers, parents.
Yeah.
A newborn brother back in Poland, right? And you've also got friends. Both Kine and Kindred. You have a lot of people who don't want to lose you.
Tanya was so terrified. Angelino did the fast thing in front of her, but thankfully she was so scared she just assumed it was like a blur because of how scared she was.
Shock.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I can't tell you to stop. I mean, I could, but it'd be pointless. As I've
No, I'm
realized.
trying. I want to get my uncle to break the blood bond as soon as possible, whether that be via Kindred's help or whether, I don't know. Zayden knew this really good discreet hospital. If he knew one that could help with go, maybe, I don't know, have him in a fucking padded cell in a year and a half or however long it takes.
Maybe. It's risky, but maybe.
I know, I'd prefer to have it broken, but then I'd have to blood bond him to someone else anyway.
Yeah. I'll have a look around and see what I can. I might talk to the Ordo. They might know something. That's kind of what they do, manipulating the blood.
Thank you. I know Bob knew of ways. I just don't let them know why until.
It might be worth talking to Ezekiel. He's with them.
I know he is. And it's maybe better he's been around longer.
Yeah, either or. Both are helpful.
I'm just concerned that they tell Reed before they help me.
I don't think they will.
No?
I don't think Ernest would. He seems to be a man of respect.
And wouldn't it be seen as rude to mess around with another kindred school?
Maybe. But I think he cares more about family than the politics of it.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself, Sabina.
And you.
I'm fine.
If you ever need extra people up in Spoke Hill, I have.
Sabina, I'm going to be upfront with you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Spoke Hill is going to be one of the front lines. If we need help, I'm not going to call you. Because I do not want you on the front line or anywhere near that fight. Because it's not the same as fighting gangs. Half of them will probably be ghouls. Some of them will probably be revenants. Others will just be brutal gangrel coming at us. And I don't want you anywhere near that. So I appreciate the offer, but I will not take you up on that. I can't, in good conscience, do that. I hope you understand.
I understand.
Now, you've already saved your family once. You can save your friend now. All right? And he gives you a hug. Now get to it. And with that, Mason stands up and is gone. Darts off. You just see a plume of smoke where he once was. And you see him running away. And with that, we end the scene.